Who do you trust? It's one of the best questions you can ever ask yourself. Hi, my name is Ross McLean. I'm former law enforcement. I used to do close protection for billionaires, and I worked for a Fortune 50 global company doing investigations. And who do you trust is always one of the key questions I look for. As a result, I found a way to catch people who are lying and spinning a narrative. So this little episode of McLean Chronicles is going to cover some politics, because you can't protect yourself if you can't figure out if politicians are lying to you or not. Are they lying? Now you have to stay right till the end, because I'm going to bring out someone who you absolutely can and should trust. Someone with your money. And they're going to give a claim that you're going to hear that I think is out of this world, a problem for this Canadian government. So let's start with a little clip from a now former politician, Catherine McKenna, who, when she got a little loaded in a bar one time, started, telling the truth. She had some truth serum. And what did she have to say? She had this to say.
Some real advice. I said that if you actually say it louder, we've learned in the House of Commons, if you repeat it, if you say it louder, if that is your talking point, people will totally believe it. So just go it.
Yeah, that's it, folks. Say it louder, say it often, repeat it, and the people will totally believe you. They'll totally believe you. By the way, that used to come from a certain army back in Germany a long time ago as a way of putting out propaganda. So let's see if her other compatriots in the current Liberal government in Canada have learned anything from that. Let's look at Melanie Joly. So Melanie Joly is one of the most important people in government today. She's in charge of industry and economic trade and how Canada is going. Let's hear her as she announces and spins a bit of a yarn when she's in the House of Commons, or what I like to refer to these days as the House of Lies. All I hear are lies coming out of there with no consequence. But let's listen to her as she gets a little excited, a little loud, and a little dramatic, trying to make her point, just as her friend Catherine McKenna told her to.
Mr. Speaker, this government has a true plan to build one Canadian economy. And when it comes to building one economy, we've made sure that we would have important national major projects. And we've announced them in the energy sector, including in LNG.
Yeah, now here's Melanie re-gifting for you, given something that was already given away a number of years ago in 2018.
And of course, he should ask the Premier of Alberta what she thinks about that.
You have to love the throwaway line. Why don't you ask the Premier of Alberta what she thinks about that? But she thinks it's a pile of hooey, and she's not happy at all with your government.
The other thing also I would like to say is that the GDP is actually growing. And look at the last numbers in July.
Now, this is a beauty. Look at the last numbers in July. We're growing. Yeah, even a dead cat bounces a little bit. The numbers are horrible and some of the worst in the G7. Yet she purports that we're the cream of the crop, and we should be happy about that.
And when you look at also what is happening in the country, wages are increasing.
Wages are increasing, Melanie says. Doesn't tell you all the other things going on there, though. Go look at the price of gold in Canadian. You'll see that your dollar is purchasing 25% less than it did not even a month or two ago. Your wage goes up 3%, the value of the dollar goes down 20%.
And indeed, when you saw 3.3% of growing wages across the country.
What do you do when the person who's supposed to be looking after your money just basically lies, exaggerates, misrepresents, says things in a way that hides the true fact from you? You can't trust this woman, and you can't trust this government. But here's the big guy that you can trust. The guy who's responsible, been doing it for over a decade, looking at books and calling it straight. Now watch this guy. He's a squeaky clean accountant type guy who knows of what he speaks, and look what he has to say about where the country's finances are. Oh yeah, and by the way, when you watch this guy, watch his face. Look at the expressions on his face. He is dismayed at the state of the economy. He can't even keep a straight face over it.
I would go back to one of the comments I made at the outset that, the most important word in the release this morning was unsustainable. We didn't choose it carelessly. I've been in the office for 17 years. I was working in the federal government, putting together budgets for 10 years prior to that. You got to be you choose these words with prudence and care. And certainly we don't want to be alarmist. And at the same time, like the current path we're on in terms of federal debt as a share of the economy is unsustainable.
Unsustainable. When you have basically your CFO, your auditor telling you that's the conditions of your books, and he's like, trust me, when he uses the word unsustainable, that's like anybody else letting a stream of expletives come out, talking about the situation for something. Everything's in trouble. We got a bunch of liars in government, and it's about you looking after you. It's all about protection. Anyways, this is Ross McLean from the McLean Chronicles. If you have any comments on this video, please put them down below. Like, subscribe, follow, and I will see you next video.